What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the blue color, playing as Thor. His name is Shelty. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Ra. His name is Kimo. This is the Voobly Champions League season number 2 playoffs, semifinals. Exciting times. Kimo took that first game in on Blue Lagoon there with some stellar Hades players, switching into the Ra now in game number 2. We'll see what he's going to be able to do. The map here for you guys playing at home is Mirage. This is one of the brand new maps. Rebels Rising did code this one for me. It is just Anatolia rotated. So you can see it's a shorter map on the sides, smaller map, and you get some free, some nice safe fish. And you can feel great about having this fish until your opponent sneaks a dock up here and starts harassing it with cabinets or longboats or something like that. But essentially, the idea behind this map is having a map which is hyper accelerated in the fact that you start with an extra 6 to 9 civilian units, and that's how it rolls, and that's how we roll with it. There's no significant advantage to being any civilization over it either. Egyptians can put their docks down to make it more how you say, like more efficient. So you put the dock, and you get all your efficient fish. Norse and Greek and everything else can actually put their dock in the middle of this, and then it's fairly efficient. But we are seeing Shelty going to opt for the double dock here in order to get maximum efficiency on the fish. But it is only going to be an 8 fish spawn, so the early second dock doesn't really make a whole lot of sense in terms of spamming them out. But we'll see what Shelty's going to be doing here. Kimo, on the other hand, I'm expecting to... Oh, he's housed. Kimo is one of the best Age of Mythology of the Titans players currently playing the game. So, if you guys get housed, if you guys are named Chrono JJ out there, and you spend your games being at 15 population, 35 population, take solace in the fact that the greatest players also make these mistakes from time to time. He sorted it out. He's got the house up, feeling funky fresh, gonna be eating his ball and continuing in this game. Hilarity. So, what are these players going to do? The beautiful thing about these new maps, when there's something kind of quirky about it, like these fish being safe, is that no real meta has been defined here. Like, for example, on Anatolia, it's pretty well set in stone that ISIS probably would win the map against any god. Pretty well set in stone. It's pretty well set in stone that Zeus has a fantastic time on Mediterranean against every single god. It's pretty well set in stone that Norse players love Marsh, for example. But Mirage, we don't know what's good on this map yet. And these players are basically just learning as this is going on. So we'll see. We'll see how this is all going to go. Temple going up and the second dock coming up as well. No attempt at a sneaky dock from Shelty. It's a real good reason to go Norse in this matchup, is to move forward and chuck a dock up over here with a second Ulfsark or something, or even on the top side of the map as well. So we'll see how this is all going to go. Villagers moving over here onto the Gazelle, doing their stuff, but there's no ox cart here. Well, there's an ox cart coming. And obviously, you do need to sort of sort your economy out a little bit different than a normal map. And we see Shelty going with 7 villagers over onto wood here, and that could be for sneaking the Ulfsark up, but he's not being very sneaky with it at all. As Kimo, oh, golly, Kimo sees the house coming up just out of range here. Does Shelty know? Shelty's got no idea that there's a sentry tower here. So he's just said, oh, I need to get a house up. So I'm going to get a house up. And then where's he going to go? He's going to run straight into Kimo's base. And Kimo's going to see a Skrelling come this way. And honestly, there's only one thing that this is going to be doing, and that's building a dock. So even if he moves over into this corner, the element of surprise completely lost for Shelty, and Shelty doesn't even care. He's going to move up here and build his dock, attempting to put it out of line of sight, but Kimo spots it. But the question is, does he act? Oh, he spots it actually. He's going to be moving his laborer over here to sort of jab the Ulfsark away. How far away is the Freyr though? The Freyr is up, so the Ulfsark can actually fight back against this laborer very, very easily if he so chooses. But the Skrelling is getting pulled away. Does decide to turn in here. 9 damage a second, a lot more than 8 damage a second. Going to be attempting to get this this dock up, throwing up the wall segments. He can't get them up. Oh, he doesn't get them up fast enough. Oh no, he tried to get them up, but he's not gonna be able to. Throwing up the military buildings in his base, going double longhouse here. There's the tower coming through for Kimo. Kimo going to get his second dock up now, as the Skrelling running around doing his damnedest to get this dock up. But the Owl Wadget going to come in here, and that's going to be the end of any dreams that the Skrelling has. Of maybe the Valkyrie can snipe this. If he keeps the Skrelling alive, he's going to be retreating away. Oh, he doesn't retreat all the way. There he goes. Now the Valkyrie going to chase this down. The Skrelling can actually finish this Wadget off very quickly, and he's going to be finally getting this dock down. And Kimo doesn't realize that it's going down over here. As the Wadget does get finished, the town center is on the way. We do see that the Relic Monkeys has been grabbed by Kimo as well, so we'll see what that's going to do. And I do wonder if this is even going to be able to do anything at this point. The Pharaoh is trying to spot where the dock's going up, but he's not going to see it there. And that will be a couple of pesky longboats coming out. And the question really is, will Kimo care or not? Because he can set up his farms. He doesn't really want to give the fish over to Shelty, though, so he should probably build some longboats, or sorry, some cabinets or something. Looks like the Valkyrie will go down here as well. Nice micro from Kimo to deal with that one. Pharaoh coming back over here. Shadoof is on the way for Kimo as well. Did he get Persine? He did get Persine. The dock is up for Shelty. Don't see any longboats there. They are coming out. And he's also making raiding cavalry in his base. So spamming out all the units. Ooh, almost able to go heroic age here as well while doing all of this stuff. This is exactly what I'm talking about. The amount of crazy timings you can kind of hit on this map are pretty wild. You probably should have taken these dwarves off of this and moved them over onto the gold. It's also left 280 gold in that dwarven mine there as well. Now the longboats are going to come over, start harassing these fishing ships. The farms are coming up. A little bit of a spicy farm placement here from Kimo, throwing up the granary as well as the farms just getting thrown down here. Kimo going for a huge boom with all these farms here. We'll see if that's going to be enough. The Relic Monkey going after this house, getting denied. Looks like this watchtower is open to get sniped as well, so may as well come in and pick that one up. The longboats do pick off a couple of these fishing spots by just chilling here. We do see some cabinets getting trained now for Kimo. And the watchtower almost falling. Do have a Relic Monkey on this side? I thought that might have been a laborer or something making their way over here. But let's talk, the watchtower does get cleaned up. And if we check out where the gold mines are, there's a nice gold mine here for Kimo. Nice and close to his town center. Very easily defendable with a Migdol stronghold. Oh, but we're seeing Shelty going through Bragi here. Pretty crazy decision to go Bragi when Skadi is so much better in the majority of circumstances. However, if Shelty goes for like early heavy raiders, and with the extra fish that he's been gathering, early heavy raiders, and goes for thundering hooves as well, maybe, just maybe, a flaming weapons push is going to be able to net himself a gold staff here, because the gold mine's almost out. Gold here, and that's it on this map. There is one cheeky gold mine here as well. So we'll see how this is going to go for Shelty. I feel like this is potentially going to work. As Kimo, he's going to be making cavalry, obviously, but he's going to be short on gold. And he's short on food as well, as the longboats over here are getting sniped. Nice micro from Kimo to pull his cabinets back in. He gets another cabinet out. Does deal with one of those longboats. More longboats coming in here for Shelty as he's retreating his own longboats away. He does have the advantage on longboat damage, but nice micro from Kimo. He'll be able to clean up all these longboats here. And we'll see what's going to happen. What would be kind of crazy here from Shelty is if he had thrown down a market and went Flaming Weapons, Thimble Winter, because that would hit this gold mine much better. We're seeing the raiding cavalry coming up to this location now. He's going to be looking for some raids. He could cut off this food for a hot second here. He doesn't have any armory upgrades though, so it's maybe not worth it, especially because there's a priest empowering this. Attacking the town center is not what you want to do. There's almost no possibility for the raiding cavalry to take this one down, even with flaming weapons, and it's looking like he's just simply going for it here as the villagers get pulled off of the farms here. Flaming weapons getting cast, and now the villagers gonna have to garrison here. The pharaoh coming over here as well. We see a shifting sands getting cast over onto this location, bringing the raiding cavalry into the main base here. The raiding cavalry going to be pulled away here as more raiders are coming in. This also helps out the longboat here as well. We see a forest fire onto this location, going to be trying to take down a couple of these villages. Is doing that well, as we see obviously Shelty has the advantage on the fishing ships, but not quite on the villages, and this is going to be leveling this just a little bit. You can see the gold mine has expired here. If Shelty can continue this pressure, he should be able to get a gold star. He's even sent villagers forward onto this gold mine here to make sure that Kimo cannot get that one there. We've got Battle Ball now coming in. 61 favor here, 1,000 wood in the bank for Shelty. Not exactly what he wants here, but he's going to continue the pressure onto Kimo, as he should be able to get a gold staff here. Don't be pulling back at this point. Kimo's at 65 population. Just keep on putting this pressure on. He's going to continue this. Still hasn't gotten out his heavy raiders, which I thought he would rush in this situation here. But now the village is going to be fighting off the battle balls. The raiding cavalry doing a lot of damage here. Should be able to snipe this cavalry though. It does take a hot second there. And now the villagers back into the town center. We'll see if Kimo can start up a trade route. He is putting the market down. We've got the Drakkar coming in to get some more damage in it. Kimo has stolen a fishing spot here, as Shelty has to pull back as well. He is getting that copper shields as well, but just continuously spamming these raiding cavalry, sitting one town center here, trying to prevent Kimo from getting gold. This is awfully all in from Shelty, so if Kimo can simply just get out the units here, he should be okay. The market's up. He's got villagers on the wood line here, going to be able to sell that wood for gold. If you want to get in front of this, if you're going for a gold staff, it's actually not a bad idea to build a market here and then sell that wood that he had. He could have done it because he had a lot of wood in the bank. Instead, he's decided to do something different. We see the rocks now coming out, going to be looking for a locust here, maybe able to pick off a bunch of villages. We see priests coming out. The battle ball still denying this gold mine for the time being. Wood is selling for 69 at the present moment here. We see the cavalry do spot this location. Nice split here from Shelty, keeping a lot of these dwarves alive, but losing two of them. Almost three, has lost three, almost four dwarves going down. The dwarves going to be retreating back to home. He's got a little bit of gold in his base here that he could run onto for the time being. The raiders over here getting denied. Shelty throwing away his raiding cavalry like they're on sale here. Definitely doesn't want to be moving into this location. Just keep attacking here. But now the Wadget is out. The cavalry is out. I'm surprised to see Shelty not actually trying to get out some Ulfsark here with Swineray and maybe Call of Valhalla, because he has had all the favor, but instead he decided to build some Battle Ball. And that could have been a really big counter to these cavalry, which do so well against the raiders. We still see, well, now we've got Kimo coming up on the population here. He's getting the Wadgets out. He's raiding cavalry, probably going to get dealt with by these cavalry as well of Kimo, and Shelty going to be retreating back again. He's attempting to get this town center up, and I don't know if he's going to quite be able to, as the cavalry dealing very, very nicely with it. But we see the Hersa attempting to get this location up. The Wadget coming through, hitting these raiding cavalry nicely. We see the Pharaoh coming in, going to attempt to take down the Battle Boar as well. But it's looking like this town center awfully close. The raiding cavalry going to turn around and fight. The Hersa are getting pulled off of that location now. Still trying to get it up. More Ulfsark are starting to come in, as now Shelty feels like getting the Ulfsock. Does he have any upgrades? No. Just the Ulfsock coming through. The villagers coming in to try and deny this location here. The Wadge is doing tons of damage. The Pharaoh is going to fall, but the Battle Boar are here. They're going to help out a ton on this fight. We see it's 150 population still for Shelty in this game, and he's even getting Pig Sticker at this time in this game. Why is he getting Pig Sticker? That has to have been a misclick or something. Surely there's no hunt left on the map. He's not hunting anywhere. But now the Ulfsock are in, and he can push back onto this gold mine if he so chooses. Get this town sent up with a couple of those Ulfsock. We're seeing mercenary cavalry getting spammed in here. We still don't see that Call of Swine Array upgrade, because that's the one that gives you bonus damage against cavalry, which is super important. Extra 100% bonus damage against cavalry would slay these mercenary cavalry very, very easily. And Kimo is in absolute scramble town right now in an effort to try and get some units out. We've now got barracks attempting to come out. He needs to get Axeman out to deal with the tech switch into Ulfsock here. But the town center for Shelty does come up. He's got map control now, and he's got the town center advantage. He's got the 4 town centers, these town centers back here that he can grab. Kimo is in front on the villagers for the time being. These Ulfsock are spamming in. No attempted medium infantry just yet. We see the raiders coming up over to this location. Will spot this gold mine being gathered from. A little bit surprising to see Kimo go that way, but I don't think he's going to notice it, as the fight he's focusing on is up here, and Kimo simply just sent those raiders away. So not going to notice that gold mine's getting gathered from at this time. At this point in time, the villagers are trying to fight here as the Ulfsock doing some damage. We see medium infantry is coming in. Shelty still spamming these units through, doing some nice damage here with the battle ball. The priest not enough at this point from Kimo to deal with this. Kimo kind of needs to get out Patsukos here, but he doesn't have the favor to do so, or the gold either. And now Battle Boar are able to start picking off these Skin of the Rhino villagers as well pretty quickly. There's a random Pharaoh moving forward here that's going to get taken down. We see the units coming in onto this location to hit some raids. Ulfsock will be able to move in and help. We see Quarry coming through for Kimo as he wants to get that gold income coming much, much quicker. Though it really doesn't give that much of a bonus for the Egyptians. But it is a bonus nonetheless. Meanwhile, these Ulfsock trying to deal with this, trying to keep his ox cart alive. Shelty not really able to hold on to this this gold mine too well. The chariot archers pushing in, getting pushed back by the villagers. Nice defense there. And now we're starting to see some of those axemen popping out for Kimo. We see a siege works. He's got 3,000 gold left in this gold mine. This game looking like it could go either way at this point. Potentially Kimo going to be looking to go to the mythic age here if he can get out, potentially get out Osiris here. But this is one of those maps where Ragnarok is pretty scary. Ragnarok is pretty scary. We just see the villagers sniping a dock there. Now the raiders coming back over onto this gold mine here as the battle ball coming here. Going to try and deal with them. Sort of deal with them. More raiders coming out for Kimo. Siege works on the way. The market is already up. So, I mean, Kimo could go Horus here as well and just Tornado. But Shelty could just go Rag and easily take this win. I'm surprised to see him get the third town center instead of just a market mythic age. Or maybe he can't afford it. Does he have all his upgrades? Ooh, he doesn't have Salt Amphora. It's a big mistake here. Did Kimo get it? No, Kimo's not even bothering with the water at this point. He doesn't care. 64 villages. What does it matter? The town center is just about to come up for Shelty. And he has not enough resources to get to the next age. Obviously still pumping out units here. The raiders over here getting sniped. Looks like the battle ball getting dealt with by Siptar the fourth. Kimo is going to pull that one back. As Shelty gets a nice surround here. It looks like, no, not quite. Not quite. Now the camera coming up onto this side of the map, looking for some raids. He couldn't come in and hit this gold mine yet again. He's been loving that spot to attack so far this game. Now the Ulfsock coming in. They got heavy infantry now, as Kimo is going Osiris. So really no surprises there. But the Pharaoh gets sniped again, though it probably will be rebuilt. I think it takes about a minute to respawn, or is it 90 seconds? I can't remember. And does he have the upgrades on the Ulfsuck? Still no Swine Array, no Call of Valhalla. These villagers over here getting hit. We see some raiding cavalry coming in to help clean this up. The villagers going to turn around and attempt to kill off those cavalry. The raiders should be able to deal with these two chariot archers very, very quickly, though another villager does fall. Apparently it's 90 seconds for Pharaoh to come back in, so there'll be a small amount of time that Shelty's going to have to deal with that. Now villagers coming over on this way. Kimo just doesn't care. He's running straight into the Ulfsuck. Lots of villager losses here. Sultan 4 are finally coming through for Shelty. And he's going to be Heroic Age against Mythic Age Egyptian here. Obviously no Son of Osiris for just a hot second. We'll see what Shelty's going to do. He can come over here and eat this location here if he needs to. He's already started the farms, though he's some interesting farms to say at the very least. One, like he's got that many farms are efficient here. The rest are awful, to say the very least. Now we see the villagers making their way over onto this location. Shelty trying to mine as much of this gold mine as he can. He has actually mined quite a bit of it. We see 24 villagers coming in here as this gold mine is just about to expire. And Shelty doesn't look like he's quite ready to fight this 131 population here. The mummy out as well. See those raiding cavalry coming in, sniping the chariot archers here as the villagers for Shelty going to be pulled back. We see the villager fighting happening here. And there's the Son of Osiris coming in. And the raiding cavalry immediately make their way for the Son of Osiris. Going to be surrounding him. Gets the surround onto it. It's just not going to be the end of the Son of Osiris, but it's a lot of damage dealt here as the Son of Osiris is going to be attempting to retreat back. Almost half HP. That Son of Osiris there. Nice play, Shelty, in order to make that happen. But Shelty essentially, he needs Mythic Age. He's throwing up his market now with a throwing axeman. We'll see if he can hold on. He may have to sack this town center or something, but imagine instead of getting this town center, he went Mythic Age. He would have Ragnarok now. He'd be able to push off this gold mine, and he'd be able to control this game. Definitely kill this town center at the very least. Very easy to start a trade out as well with the extra food income. And now Kimo is making a very, very devastating push here. Moving in and be attempting to pick off all these units. The market might even get denied here as well. If Kimo wants to deny it, we see the siege towers coming over here. You do see that the throwing axeman going to be picked off. And Shelty, without a market, is without a hope because he has the wood to sell into food, but he just needs to get this this market up, but he's just not going to do so just yet. Now the Ulfsuck coming up here, going to be trying to get this market up as well. We see the villagers coming through, going to attempt to take down these siege towers. There is a Son of Osiris inside of it. The villagers going to be popping in and out. There's the market. There's the Balder going to be coming through as well. Copper Mail, fortified town centers, heavy axeman coming through for Kimo because he knows what is coming his way. The villagers do manage to pick off those siege towers. The town center immediately going to be focusing down that Son of Osiris. Really nice play from Shelty to make that happen. But now the villagers need to evacuate here as the catapult comes in to start taking this location down, unless he can maneuver the raiders over here to snipe this one. We'll see how he's going to go. How many villages does he have? He has 76 villages here. I would love to see a market coming up here. A market over here, and just maybe just starting a trade route to make sure that he can continue in this game. We see the rock micro here from that catapult does manage to pick that one up, not losing it instantly here. Nice play from Kimo as the town center does fall. Balder 50% of the way there. You see these villagers can actually, if they finish their load, they can actually dump the wood into a settlement if they finish their load. Otherwise, they pick somewhere else to go. That's funny. There's a little bit of a funny one for you. Now the villager's going to grab this town center. What does Kimo have in the bag? He's got fortified town centers. Doesn't have masons. Doesn't have architects. Doesn't have a sun-dried mud brick. So should be a lot of dead units here. But we do see the markets getting set up in the corner. What I would love to see here from Shelty is a juggernaut. Just a single juggernaut, and then maybe get the I always forget this upgrade's called naval auxiliaries. And the villager's trying to retreat back. He's retreated back. He's losing a villager or two here. Ragnarok does get instantly cast here, and the owner's going to be fighting back here. We've got a 282 population Ragnarok here, and this is the location that Kimo needs. Oh, gold. Kimo's out of gold here as well. So Shelty, he's got all the advantages here. He's got these throwing axe, but he doesn't have not Huntress Axe. He doesn't have... It's not here. You know the upgrade. Axe of Muspel. He doesn't have Axe of Muspel. So that means that this Son of Osiris is going to be a huge nuisance to deal with, because the Rock will just pick it up, run away, pick it up, run away. We see the Hersa, oh sorry, not the Hersa, the Ragnarok hero is coming in, going to be sniping a lot of these Kimo villagers here. And the market over here getting killed as well somehow. I'm not sure what happened there. But Kimo is out of gold. He's out of population. He's lost this town center. Shelty's got tons of resources in the bank. He can grab this town center back if he so chooses. The Son of Osiris is getting left alone here. Maybe Shelty can get a surround here. No, he cannot. The Son of Osiris is going to be retreating back to the Migdol stronghold and making his way in there to survive another day. The Rag Hero is coming through again. I would love to see this town center get taken down. We're starting to see some mercenary getting built by Kimo, but really he doesn't have that many units here in order to defend this anyways with the mercenaries. So all that much gold to be clear. He's got only 182 gold left. Might be worth it for Kimo to try and drop his village over on this gold mine, but does he know about it? He doesn't. No, he does know about it. This town center is getting denied here. The Son of Osiris sitting in the back trying to get some damage done. The town center is probably going to go down. Looks like it's struggling to go down. There's not a lot of units are on top of this. And Shelty throwing away his rag here pretty brutally quickly. The town center is awfully close. Maybe not going to go down though. Super close. 100 HP remaining. And it does end up falling. It doesn't end up falling. He keeps it alive with 71 HP, and Shelty falls down to 97 supply here. Kimo holds. Kimo holds. I mean, there's a trade route sort of for Shelty. It's one of the funniest trade routes I'll ever see. There's some fire giant for him. He can start spamming out villages pretty much very, very quickly here. But Kimo is alive. This game is not over yet because Kimo doesn't have gold. He doesn't have a gold mine. That's going to allow Shelty to control this game for just a little bit longer here. But that was absolutely chaotic and unnecessary, to say the very least. Shelty should have just grabbed his town centers here, both of them, and then repopulated and try and take this game a little bit later here. We're starting to see the Kimo trade route special here, the inefficient trade route from this corner over here, because it's safe by the town center. Much better than dead and having efficient. But it's only 22 gold, no empowering going on. The fire giants are out, but there is still a Son of Osiris which can torch these very quickly. With more fire giants coming out for Shelty as the villagers are starting to pop out here. He still only has plow, no irrigation. So the food income slow for Shelty, but he does still have 8 fishing ships. So that's going to help out. And now I see the fire giants coming in. He's going to want to try and target down the Son of Osiris here. And he's... Oh, no, he goes after those. Sheesh, the damage there from the fire giants. Son of Osiris getting pulled back. And Shelty deciding he needs to retreat away. We're starting to see the rock drops coming in here. The fire giant going to attempt to chase this one around. Fire giant does move slower than the rock at 4.0 speed. But these rock drops are going to look to try and take down maybe the docks here. Wouldn't be a bad play just to start with, because it's a lot of economic damage there. It looks like that's exactly what Kimo is going to be doing. Now Shelty moving forward with his units yet again. Going to take a lot of damage from the Son of Osiris. And there's also a mummy here. But now the raiding cavalry are kind of all out for Shelty. He's going to attempt to surround this. But nice micro from Kimo to keep that Son of Osiris in the back here. See the mummy retreating back as well. Keeping that one alive to pick off another fire giant later in the game. We see the rock flapping around here. Checking out the fishing situation here. Coinage coming through for Kimo. And look at this trade route. It's already starting to grow crazy like. How many camel caravans? 19. He's got 4 markets here. And this is what I advocate for. When you need to get this trade route out, don't just settle for one. Spam your markets out. You don't need them all in the corner. You just need one in the corner. You could put one market here and like 3 in his base to spam them all out if he needs to. But Kimo's economy is going to be going. He does need to start empowering this though, because it's really not a lot. He is moving forward with the villagers. Going to attempt to get this gold mine or this town center back here. And Shelty still hasn't been able to get his own town center back. 24 villagers for himself. The heroes of Ragnarok trying to chase down the son of Osiris. He should just try and snipe the mummy as well. We see the fire giants trying to take down this town center here. The raiding cavalry coming around, going to be sniping the son of Osiris here. He does manage to get on top of it, but doesn't get a proper surround. So the son of Osiris is going to be retreating away. We're still seeing the raiding cavalry going to be able to deal with this one, and the son of Osiris does get sniped. Oh, it's got 2 HP remaining. And the raiding cavalry do finally get in here and kill this one. Now the fire giant can start picking off these units quite nicely here. But the problem here for Shelty, his economy. His economy can't afford to pump these units out, and his unit quality isn't that good either, as we're starting to see the town center for Kimo coming up. Now we have a small lull, and I mean, Shelty hasn't fixed his market either. So if he loses this market, he's losing a 15 ox cart trade route. This ox cart, funnily enough, is worse than Kimo's. Kimo's is getting 22 gold, right? Or 23 gold. See the chariot archers coming around this side looking for something to snipe, making sure no side builds going on. The raiding cavalry looking to make sure actually trying to spot the trade route here and get some trade caravan kills. Now we see the chariot archers moving forward for Kimo. And the chariot archers spot the villagers, but I mean, they're kind of not doing anything. Villagers do decide to start turning around and trying to shank the chariot archers. And this is a heavy chariots now, so they're starting to do a lot of damage. The villagers are moving over onto the wood now. Starting to see heavy cavalry coming through for Shelty. He's looking for the raids. Spots that this is where the trade route's coming, but it's such a safe trade route. Maybe some towers here might be an option. But Kimo has got 30 camel caravans now. Is he still pumping them? He's still pumping it from 3 markets. He's probably going to go up to like 50 camel caravans or something here. Would not be surprised. We do see the market is killed now, as they're now going to move up the Matrius market. Oh no. But the town center is on its way. These chariot archers are getting picked off as the fire giant gets sniped. Kimo's just walking around the map looking for some villager kills. Potentially just going to go after the trade route, to be honest. Not a bad idea either. The town center is on its way. Lots of idle units for Shelty. Is at 40 villagers, so coming up to be very similar in villager count to Kimo. But he is short that town center, and he's trying to get it up as fast as he can. Now he's going to start getting raided. He needs to deal with this immediately. Now I see villagers coming over here. Going to grab this gold mine. Nice play. But the ox caravans, they are important. As you see the raiding cavalry coming in. And Kimo's slowly but surely pushing forward. He's getting another Migdol stronghold. And this is looking very, very difficult here for Shelty. He actually idles his ox caravan so they're not running past the chariots for the time being. And he'll send them forward and get going again. Does he have coinage? He doesn't have coinage. You've got champion chariots, engineers coming through for Shelty. And we're hitting that point in the late game, or it's not even the late game, but we're putting that point in the game where it could be argued it's starting to become late game, except Shelty is nowhere near set up, and Kimo is very much set up for his late game pushes. He's going to be getting a lot of gold income. He should start thinking about setting his trade up on the other side of the map. He's empowering it now with the market, deleted some of those markers to make sure that those camel caravans are dumping in the right spot. But look at this. 38 camel caravans. Can spam mercenary out of this town center if he wants to. He's obviously very short on resources here. So we'll see how this is going to go. We've got the heavy elephants coming out. Throwing Axeman, trying to take down these units as best as he can. Fire Giant sitting in the back. Actually push forward and snipe this this mummy here. He does go for there. The dead mummy. Both the mummies are dead, so the Fire Giant's going to start doing a lot of damage here. Now Kimo trying to push forward with these catapults. See New Kingdom coming through for Kimo. Kimo's still very short on the gold. No attempt at any sort of hill forts here from Shelty. He might want to consider getting out that Dwarven Auger, getting portable rams and going for a ram raid down this side of the map, picking off those markets. He's not gone for it just yet at all. And there's the coinage, there's the irrigation coming through for Shelty. Just trying to set up that economy that he so poorly neglected. And there's a hill fort now for Shelty. We'll see if we can get it up with engineered catapults. I don't know if we'll be able to because these can just move in and hit this 30 range here. Another hill fort is slowly going up, but it does get denied there. Potentially the hill fort in the back here might be an option. Has he got any upgrades? Still hasn't got that Swine Array or Call of Valhalla. This is one of those matchups where you kind of don't need the Frost Giants late game, and this Ulfsuck being super upgraded, if it went tier, could have been a different game for sure. Now we see some guard towers coming up for Kimo. Ulfsuck turning around, trying to fight this off. See the elephant doing its thing. But we'll get sniped as well. Kimo just has such better economy here, and Shelty realizes in the 33rd minute that he's not going to be able to make a comeback in this game. GG, well played by Kimo. But I mean, Shelty, I feel like Shelty had this game in the mid game here. He just didn't make the right decisions at all. He hit a beautiful heroic edge timing, and I thought, yes, flaming weapons timing attack on the gold mine, prevent this gold mine from being grabbed, and it's all lights out. But instead he went after the town center with all of those Skin of the Rhino villages being here. You just can't defend against that. And that was the game. And Kimo's up 2 wins here. So now we have to Shelty's getting asked the question, does he feel like getting a reverse sweep here? We'll see if he can manage it or not. If you guys enjoyed these games, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.